How's it going, everybody? With Destiny 2's Lightfall just a month away, I thought I would go over a quick prep guide as to what to be looking for. I'll be going over bounty hoarding, weapons to make sure you have, last minute resources to gather, how to power grind efficiently so that you're raid ready by the time the raid comes around, and websites to use. Not necessarily all in that order. But to start us off, we will be getting into bounty hoarding, or bounty prepping as some call it. Bounty hoarding is the process to carry over an absurd amount of XP into the next season, and in this case, the next DLC. In terms of what bounties are worth what, repeatables are worth 4,000 XP, dailies are worth 6,000 XP, and weeklies are worth 12,000 XP. Obviously, your main goal is to obtain as many weekly bounties as humanly possible, and then just fill up on dailies until you're maxed out. If you can, just don't even look at the repeatables. Not worth the effort. Now, in terms of space and how many you can hold, if you navigate into your quest tab in Destiny 2, you'll notice at the bottom left hand there is a limit of how many quests you can hold. This includes your bounties. So to min-max this method, you want to either delete or finish any remaining quests you have. If you decide to delete any quests, there is no need to worry. You can just go to the mission archive vendor on the helm and acquire them for a later date. Now back to the bounties. There are 6 total vendors to acquire weekly bounties from: Lectern and Eris on the moon, Varix on Europa, Aztekros on the Cosmodrome, Petra on the Dreaming City, she does carry the most weeklies, and lastly the Star Horse on Xur's treasure hoard. For all these vendors except Petra and the Star Horse, they only offer 2 weekly bounties total, meaning if you complete these bounties and you hold them, once you return next week, the vendors won't have any more after a vendor refresh. Now for the Star Horse, he will only cap you to 1 bounty total, so just choose the easiest one to do that has weekly listed on it. And for Petra, she's gonna be your best friend. For every week for 6 weeks, she will have a new Ascendant Challenge weekly bounty for you to complete, so start now if you have. As a bonus note, once Destiny 2's Lightfall has arrived, don't turn any of these bounties until you have received the seasonal artifact, of course. Gotta make sure the XP goes towards the artifact mods and the season pass. And that about wraps it up when it comes to the bounty hoarding. Moving on to resources to make sure you have. With Season of the Seraph now here, we of course don't really have to worry about planetary materials, which is a godsend. Now all you need to worry about is legendary shards, ascendant shards, upgrade modules, enhancement prisms, and enhancement cores. And as for these ones, you simply just need to farm them the good old-fashioned way, by loading into a Grandmaster and duking them out. Not too difficult. And as for legendary shards, a lot of people ask me how to farm them. To be honest, just play the game. I get way more engrams in one run of Spire of the Watcher than I can deal with. For enhancement cores, there is actually a farm for these. Just take a piece of blue gear either from collections or from the postmaster, upgrade it to level 8, and then dismantle it. You're spending a prism to get 3 cores. And as for a new DLC coming out, this also means that new weapons are able to be crafted. So go as far as to cap yourself out on materials for that. Speaking of weapons, let's talk about what kind of weapons to bring into Destiny 2's Lightfall. There's a lot to go over in terms of what weapons for what subclass, so I'll just try to be quick and just list the perks. This list will also be a mixture of what to make sure you want to have for both the Legendary campaign and the Lightfall raid. So without further ado, let's get into the primaries. The Star Trio Funnel Web, with an amazing reload perk of your choice along with Frenzy. Callus Mini Tool, with either Unrelenting or Threat Detector along with the goated Incandescence. And the new and improved Aikilos SMG with Feeding Frenzy and Volt Shot. Some honorable mentions to have in mind can be Under Your Skin with Archer's Tempo and Successful Warm-Up, Night Watch with any reload perk of your choosing, and Explosive Payload. Fatebringer with Explosive Payload, Firefly, or Frenzy, not too bad of options there, I guess. Some exotics to keep in mind that you want to unlock if you haven't already. For the primary section would be the absolute goated bows, Trinity Ghoul, Tiku's Divination, and Le Monarch, as well as the exotic SMG, Osteostriga. For these weapons can duke out decent damage and at the same time be great for ad clearing. Moving on to the special weapons now. Of course, Witherhorn. This is the hands down must have exotic, but let's open our options to just a couple more of them. I highly recommend the Without Remorse shotgun that can be crafted from Season of the Haunted. Anybody that has watched any of my solo GM speedruns would know that this is the best shotgun in the game. Wastelander wishes. Now with this shotgun, you can go with 1-2 punch or incandescent. Pick your poison. I really don't think there's a wrong choice here. Just depends on your play style, of course. And another great choice would be the Forbearance grenade launcher. This weapon can also be crafted. There's only one god roll with this. Only one. Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction. It's a beast. Now for a weapon that you must have, but it's not a craftable, is a decent Cartesian coordinate. I'd say just get one that rolls with Vorpal. The other perks don't really matter with this one. And lastly, for the people that just need a little extra help in the harder content, I recommend a blinding nade launcher. Any of the variety, of course. If you can get one with blinding and auto-loading holster, keep that one. It's the god roll, hands down. That's pretty much the only 2 perks you need on one. Enough said. Moving on to the heavy weapons. Arguably the bread and butter for all Guardians in Destiny 2. Enhanced Eager Edge. I'm kidding. It doesn't need to be enhanced at all. But an Eager Edge sword, because they are fun and they do decent damage if you need them. Up next, you all saw it coming, Cataclysmic, with 4 times a charm and bait and switch. Not even arguable. This is the hands down best linear in the game. If you don't have one at this point, you're throwing. But of course, we all know the metas are never here to stay. So we need some variety. The machine gun that is a part of the new season of the Seraph, the retrofit escapade. The thing is a monster with 4th times a charm and lock on. But a disclaimer, this was noticed by my good friend G Miners, that the volatile rapid explosions aren't really that goated. As you can see, the damage numbers only pop up every 5 explosions or so. So with that said, it's still a high damage weapon, worth the craft. Lastly, as for rockets that are obtainable, the newest addition to the Iron Banner, the Roar of the Bear. By the time this video goes up, you'll need to wait till next Iron Banner to get it. But my personal god roll for this would be Demolitionists and Lasting Impression. But if you're looking for the next best pick, the craftable rocket launcher, a bump in the night, with auto-loading and Vorpal. And that about does it for my picks for weapons to bring into the newest Destiny 2 expansion, Lightfall. I want to note that of course metas change, and the new weapons that come into Lightfall will probably be better than all the weapons I listed in this video. But these are good to have on you just in case you need them, for if Lightfall weapons are trash. Now moving on to the only resource you will need to help you in this prep guide, a website I like to call Destiny Recipes. Mainly because that's its name. I'll have a link to the site in the description if you want to go check that out for yourself. This will go over everything we discussed except weapons. Their weapon list is outdated. Half of them you can't even get anymore. So that's why I added my list to it. Moving on, the last thing I want to go over is when Destiny 2's Lightfall is now here, how to level up your Guardian fast. The method that can get your Guardian up to the max power level is step 1. Play the full campaign on all 3 characters and equip all the gear you get that is high light along the way. Don't touch powerfuls and pinnacles yet. Once all 3 characters have played the campaign, you do step 2. Hop on your main character and obtain all powerfuls and pinnacles. Then hop on your second main character and do the same process. Then hop on your last main character, probably a Titan, and repeat the process. Wait 1 week for reset. Then when reset is here, step 3. Hop on your least main character first, obtain all the powerfuls and pinnacles, then hop on your second main character, do all their powerfuls and pinnacles, then lastly hop on your main character, do all of his powerfuls and pinnacles. At this point, it should be max level. And that about does it on all my tips and tricks on how to prepare for Destiny 2's Lightfall. I hope this helps you all in your grind. If you have enjoyed, a like and subscribe to my channel would be much appreciated. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.